Frostbite on it.
Alright, today we have adventures in freeze drying. So we've got our 5 trays for our freeze dryer here. I'll show you in just a second what we have going on. So we're trying 2 things we haven't done before. The first is we're actually freeze drying a couple of prepared meal. This one is spaghetti. We've had these trays in the freezer. It's the first time we've had enough space in freezer space to
Freeze our trays.
to freeze our trays before they go in the freeze dryer. So we're kind of curious if that will, hopefully that will greatly shorten the amount of time that is required in the freeze dryer. Let me show you what we have. We have cooked, ready to go spaghetti.
What?
So we're going to freeze dry those. Then we'll have some ready to eat meals. We have some nectarines because we had some extras that we couldn't get all eaten before they would go bad, so we're going to freeze dry some of those. Here we have chicken liver. So we're going to freeze dry chicken liver, and you might wonder why. Why would we freeze dry chicken liver? If you've been around Weston A Price for any length of time or read any of their articles, you'll know how good organ meats and things are for us, and we should all be eating those. However, we don't like them at all. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to freeze dry them. Then they'll be able to be powdered, and we can put them in caplets. So we'll be able to take them, more like a medicine, if you will, or a vitamin, a supplement, and not actually have to eat it. So that's our idea, and we'll show you. We'll probably make another video when we're ready to do that. But right now, we're going to get these frozen trays in the freeze dryer
Before they melt.
before they thaw out any, and get that going. So here we go.
So that it's at 18 degrees.
Freeze dryer is at 18 degrees, nice and cold in there. We started it up. And now we're simply going to load the trays and get it started.
Put the liver on the bottom just in case it falls.
You don't want any liver contamination.
Okay, come on. Confined spaces.
Yep, it's a tight space. Work with what you got. So one of the downsides while she's loading this, I'm finished loading all this in there, I'm going to tell you. One of the things we've learned about our freeze dryer, we have the pump that is an oilless pump that doesn't require oil change and everything. And this room that we're in does not have an air conditioning vent, so it's just we have the door open to the rest of the house. It's a small little utility room, and the problem is this thing puts out so much heat. It just, we get the warning up there on the controls that it's going to take longer to process because of the temperature of the room. So usually when we run this, we'll turn our air conditioner a little bit colder, which I actually enjoy. And then we have a fan that we'll set out in the hallway here.
Now I gotta close the...
So we'll set that fan kind of where I'm standing, and it will blow the cooler air into the room, so that seems to help. So she's got the vent all closed up, it's ready to go, and we press continue, and it will start its magic.
Freezing. It's when just having the door open raised it to 19 degrees. Ooh.
A whole degree, now it's at
Yeah.
20. Alright, so we'll get back to you when this process is finished.
Oh, can you come do this?
Can I come do this? Yes.
Push it down hard.
Yes.
Alright, so we are at the end of freeze drying the spaghetti, the nectarines, and the chicken liver. So hopefully you can see that well. This is the spaghetti, nice and freeze dried. So it will be a ready to go meal. So we had our first issue with the freeze dryer, and that was that it kept saying, what was the error message, do you remember? It was unable to get a vacuum.
It couldn't
Yes.
keep the seal.
It couldn't keep the seal. So the freeze dryer was having some kind of a problem, so we had to stop it, open the door
Midway
through, and so this batch took 57 hours.
57 hours, 47 minutes.
Yeah, so a long time to run.
Extremely long
So
time.
I'm not sure what the problem was or if it resolved itself, but
We
after
rebooted.
Yes.
we restarted the freeze dryer and we took the front seal off, cleaned everything again, and put it all back, and then
Nancy.
it got it done, but
Sawyer.
it took a lot longer than normal.
I don't know. I think this will be one, and then we'll just put that one.
Okay, one more. Alright, so we've got the sealer here for the Mylar bags. Super easy to use. And they get sealed up. So we have
One more.
one more to do, and that will give us,
Is that our oh, no.
this
Thought
will
that was
have
our
a
last.
total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bags of freeze-dried spaghetti.
It was on 3
Oh,
trays.
we need another oxygen absorber out of the other bag.
They're right here, hon.
Oh, scissors.
Repeat.
Sorry. Just put that up all the way. It's like just this little bit. If you want to overstuff, but then you know you don't want to overstuff.
And having not done it,
No.
spaghetti or a meal like this before, we're unsure how much it actually, how many will one of these feed, right? Is it 1 or 2 people, or?
Well, I kind of know how much I put on the tray.
Yeah.
It looks different now, but it'll be fine.
It'll be
This
fine.
one,
Yeah, we did try some little nibbles. It's good.
delicious.
Tastes like spaghetti and noodles.
Only no sauce.
Yeah, it's not very saucy.
No saucy. And 2.
So we're putting an oxygen absorber in each bag, and we're actually sealing it twice. We're putting 2 seals on it each time just to be safe. Next we're going to do the fruit, and we're going to put that in a jar. She's already snacking on the fruits of our labor. So these are nectarines that are freeze dried. We just have to take them off the tray, put them in the jar, and then we'll vacuum seal the jar.
There, you give me a treat.
In a minute when the
It
jar is
does.
half empty.
Oh, I heard it ping. Half empty jar. I should have put it in a smaller jar. We'll label it, date it. I don't think they're going to be hanging around very long.
No, it's the stuff we use all the time and stuff we eat, so it stays right here on the counter.
If a little spaghetti in your liver never hurt. You want
Little-
to try it freeze dried?
I don't like it freeze dried, don't like it cooked. There.
You tried
is
it
the freeze
cooked.
dried liver. I know, but I don't like it. So there's the freeze dried liver. So we're going to get that in a bag, and then we're going to crush it into a powder, and then we'll make tablets out of it. So I'll show you how we do that. All right, here's the chicken liver that we freeze dried. So it was cooked up, and then we freeze dried it. Now we're going to put it in a bag, and crush it up into a powder. Since neither of us like liver, we're going to be making that into little tablets so we can take it more as a supplement and never actually taste it. So that's the plan. I'll show you how we do the tablets in just a minute. Pulverizing the liver. So just put it in a Ziploc bag. Powder it up in this. We tried it in a blender or Vitamix in the past, and the problem is that tends to heat it up. We really don't want to heat it again. So this will work just fine.
Plus it's messy.
Plus it's messy. The bag is something we can toss. So you've got the pestle from the mortar. You've separated the pestle from the mortar. Why'd you do that?
Well, because it's powdering it better. The rolling pin did good to break it down, but now this is really squishing it.
Yeah, so we can get it finer. We're gonna put it to the pressure of the pestle, not the mortar. Or the mortar, not the pestle. Which one is it?
The pestle, I think.
Okay. So we have these. These are the capsules we're going to use. They are vegetarian capsules, and I got this package on Amazon, and it was a good price, and there were 1,000 of them in there. So
Vegetarian.
vegetarian.
We're
We're putting liver in it.
vegetarian liver pills.
Perfect. All right, we're making our liver pills. Awesome.
Liver powder.
So yeah, we have powdered up the liver. And get that all powdered up, and I'm going to put it in the capsule. So it's not hard to do. It's a little time consuming, but all you do is take each capsule apart and fill each capsule just like that. Put the lid on it. My fingers will work. And there we go. Liver capsule. So
One down. A few more to go.
we'll be here for a week. And you guys all have to watch us do this for the entire week.
Just kidding.
Part of the reason we were just being reminded, the reason we need the organ meats are things like the B vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin E that are hard to get in other places. So there's also protein and other minerals and nutrients in here that are good for us. So we are going to take one of these every day. At least one, maybe one in the morning, one at night.
Or one with lunch and one with dinner.
Yeah, something like that.
Something. See how it goes.
So the rest of the liver that was in the freeze dryer is just going to go in a Mylar bag so we can save it for later use. So we did, how much of that would do? Like a quarter of the tray? A quarter or so, roughly?
Oh, did we powder up?
Did we powder?
About, yeah.
About a quarter of the tray. And then the rest is going into Mylar bags.
And we'll powder it later when we run out of pills.